Okay, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in. We're going to play around with some stuff today while we find out if this stream setup is going to work for us. All right, getting an ad right off the bat. Lovely. Oh my God. Now I'm on the unskippable ad. There we go. Checkity check check. Oh, our audio is coming through one channel. Give me a second. Set that to mono. Let's see if that works. We are on mono now. I'm going to check to see our volume levels as well. What's up, Hector? How's the weather? It's like 60 degrees here, dude. It's amazing. And I haven't been outside once yet. There's one thing. I'm going to try and... I'm going to try and bring that mic a little closer. Give me just a second here. Get a lot of room ambiance. Arnold, welcome in. I know it probably looks similar to you guys, but you're just now getting snow, Hector? That's crazy. The setup probably looks similar to you guys, I would guess. Sorry, I'm repeating myself because I am rehearing everything I say and getting distracted. Audio's going to jump up in just a second. Just make sure we're not... Okay, there we go. Whoops. Okay, I think we're on the same audio levels we used to be on. The microphone's a little further away though, so I'm trying to hear the differences in audio quality. Check, check, check. Let's try that out, Arnold. Oops. Touch there on that. Zero dB on that. We might also, let me see if I can bring, I'm trying to figure out where I can put the mic that's out of the camera shot, but also maybe a little closer. Sorry for the handling noise here. Because that'll cut out some of that extra noise that's in the background here. Checkity check check the check check chicken. Heck yeah. Seems like our focus is kind of working. How's the quality look to you guys? The video quality, is it improved? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Okay. All right. It's a little purpley tinted, I think. I want to look at that. That's odd. Can I color correction layer to this. Excellent. Should theoretically be a little bit higher quality, and the internet connection should be better, so it should be a better, like a higher bit rate to YouTube. So it'll be limited by them and not my system anymore, in theory. I'm wondering if I can color correct here in the camera. Ooh, here's the other thing I can try. Give me 1 second. You're going to see an overlay come up. I want to tweak this. Make sure. Yeah, we are on 56K, huh? Whoops. I guess we know everything's sharp. Ah, there we go. So it looks a little green to me, or a little magenta to me. And now we're definitely green, so... Everything's upside down. Oh, yes, it is. The camera's upside down technically. So it all of the information on there is upside down. But this is the way it's intended. I think that's better. Oh, geez. New setup, new setup. Still getting used to it. Heck yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to let this run for a little while. We're going to try a bit of a... Ooh, let me tweak that mic. Now it's facing the top of my head. I'm going to try... Pardon the handling noise again. Let's go. Oh, we can't. Okay, we're going to go right like that. I'm going to let this stream run for a while, make sure all of the systems work for a good, decent amount of time. We're 8 minutes in. We'll go at least 30 minutes. I'll probably go for a little longer. But what I want to do, instead of our Mod Monday videos, which we will probably be doing Mod Monday live streams on Mondays going forward. Very potentially. So we probably won't stream tomorrow, but our Wednesday streams are coming back at their normal times in a couple of days here, this Wednesday. So we should have that perfectly normal. What I was thinking about doing today, you feel free to hang out, feel free to not. I just need to leave the stream up for a while. So I'm going to do some work here. I've got these Gridfinity plates that I printed. You can see just a hint of them at the top of my bench. And I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 4x4 grids up top. And that is where I'm going to put all of the tools we use for assembly, disassembly up top here. So they look kind of like this, except this is a 2x4. These are all 4x4s, plus a little extra in the middle. And my plan is to design some Gridfinity bins. This is a system, a storage system that a YouTuber came out with a while ago. So there's tons of designs online for these. There's a few, but I want to do some custom stuff just for fun. So I'm 3D printing these plates, which are all up now. They've got magnets in there so that each of the little holes there will have a magnet in it to... I'll never get that magnet back now. Has a little magnet in there to hold the bins down when we get going. So I think I'm just going to start playing around here. This is Shaper 3D is where I do all of my design work. And we'll see how that also works on the camera here because it's going to be, it's a new option here. So we don't have the glare that we used to have. That's nice. I'm going to go ahead and create a new project here. The first one I want to do is just create a little bin for my punches. I've got a full set here, but I don't use these almost ever, so I really want my two main punches, which need to eventually be replaced, but my two main punches just sitting up here in a bin. So let's start with that, I suppose, and see what else we can include with it. Get that magnet out so I don't have to find it later. There we go. So what I'll probably do a 2x1 for this. So if I do these up front, that'll give me some room in the back for stuff like our spudgers and things like that. I can put them, kind of have a nice little area there for those. Let's play with that idea. I don't know if this will be the final, what I end up printing, but we're going to start with that. So, actually, let me go back into that project. I'm going to go ahead and add from my projects. I've got these Gridfinity blanks already set up. So we've got a 1x2 here, and that gives us the matching geometry there underneath to match our Gridfinity layout. It's going to let me, I just created a bunch of these to have a quick starting point. So that is a bin. It is currently 41.5 millimeters tall, which is the same as the width. So these are sort of cubic units stacked side by side. I'm also going to do, while we're doing this, I'm going to do a little bit of recording. I don't love, I wonder if that's losing focus when it's trying to, when the iPad screen's in. Ooh, that's interesting. So we may, here, let's try this, because I can always turn off autofocus. We'll try that. I'm going to record some of this just as a test. So we've got here our 2x1 Gridfinity. I think that's a pretty good height, 41 mil. Yeah, that'd be plenty. That's tall enough. It may be too tall. We probably don't even need that much. Although there's some underneath, so let's go somewhere in here. No, I like that. We're gonna go with that same height. So let's get the diameters here. We're looking at about 8 millimeters. I'll go 8.5 on these. I think they're both the same. Yeah, we can go 8.5. Those will be perfectly easy to slip in and out, assuming that knurling doesn't get in the way. What's that dimension? Oh, that's 8 point. We'll go 9 mil. 8.25 I'm getting on the calipers at the knurling. So we'll just jump up to 9 mil. Doesn't have to be a tight fit. I'm going to go ahead and add a sketch here on that top layer. Let's swing that around so it's a little bit easier. And I think this is going to be, I think one of these edges, these short edges, is going to be the front. So we'll operate under that assumption for now. And let's go ahead and add in a circle here. I do a lot of designing here in Shaper 3D. This is kind of my go-to. I've used Fusion 360 and others, but this has always been my preferred option. So I want to go ahead and add a circle here. We're going to make that 9 mil. And we'll just go ahead and add another 9 millimeter circle here. Easy peasy. And let's kind of figure out where we want these. Whoops. I think we're just going to keep 2 right up front. I'll give you a little room for your fingers to grab them without interfering with stuff. I'm not trying to go overcrowded here. But where do I want them positioned exactly? Let's go ahead, and how I'm going to do this is with some additional circles here that we can run tangential to the edges. So if that is 9 mil, let's go ahead and make that. Let's leave at least. Let's leave about. Oh no, we can leave more than that. Maybe 7 mil from the edges, something like that. Try that. So if that's 9, then that's going to be, that's 9 diameter. So this needs to be 9 plus 7 plus 7, I believe, would give us that correct number. So whenever possible, I just do the math in here. We'll go ahead and make that tangential to these edges we're dealing with. And we can check our distance here between these circles on centers, 18.5 mil. That is just fine. So that gives us that. I'm going to go ahead and take these two, just make them construction lines. Those are just for reference, so that places our holes in the spot. Hector, this is Shaper 3D. I've used it for like a couple of years now. It's where all of our products are designed and stuff. I just haven't really been able to. I want to show more of the design work, but it's kind of, sometimes it's boring. I don't know if people enjoy it or not, but I'm working, I got to get these Gridfidity bins going, so I figured I'd throw it up there and see what happens. All right, so that'll give us a spot for our 2 punches to sit. Let's figure out what we want for these spudgers. These are about, so those will go about 6.3 mil on the calipers. We'll go about 7 mil here. And I've got, they come in a 3-pack. I don't know if I have 3 handy. Yeah, 3D design is interesting. This is the first app that I found that is more intuitive than some of the others. Being able to use the pencil has been a big help in making this work out for me. Just wanted to check. Oh, I can stop recording now. But it is an interesting. I took a CAD class in high school, but that was 2D. Never dealt with 3D stuff until I don't know what the first thing I did with 3D was, but it was just something random, I'm sure. And then started designing products for MPS. The punches? These are excellent. I mean, these are nothing special, but have it. Must have for this type of work. Let's go ahead and get these spudgers. What do we say? 7 mil probably for these. Yeah, 6.27. We'll go 7 mil. I'm not super worried about tolerances here. We may also do. Oh, the spudgers. Got you. Yeah, those are fantastic too. I mean, there's a reason these are the first things I'm designing stuff for. Is I gotta have those all the time. Let's go ahead and add a 7 mil circle. Oops. By no means am I proficient in these programs, but we're gonna add a 7 mil circle here. And how many of these do I want in here? Because I can add I want to have at least the 3. But if I have 1 left and I add 3 in, maybe just 3 for now. Do kind of a triangular pattern here. 1, 2, 3. Kind of look like so, if you guys can imagine that. Yeah, and those will all stick a little bit longer. Let's do that. Let's do 3 7 mil circles here. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and connect these and make those all equal. That'll give us a nice little triangle. And I can also take one of these and make that horizontal. That's going to keep these locked into kind of this configuration. We can just decide where we go from there. These are all construction lines. And I'm just going to add a line from the midpoints there as well, because that'll give us a nice reference point. We can just stick that middle spudger on there. So there's our spudgers laid out. That gives us, I mean, that gives us a lot of room, honestly. If we were to take the same, this is 7 mil, right? Yeah. So if we go ahead and add some circles here just to 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. That one I can do in my head. And set those as tangential. That'll give us a nice little layout there and lock everything in place. So now we've got plenty of room here. Ooh, I have a thought. Because one of the things, you guys can't see this, but there are computer monitors in front of me. And so these tools may go in at a slight angle. Instead of being perpendicular to the bins, I might tilt them forward. And so I want to give myself a little bit extra room. So instead of 21, we're actually going to move these. In fact, I'm just going to delete that circle because that is not doing us much good anymore. I'm going to bring this up to that midpoint because we're going to have these sort of come. You can see our holes on top a little bit there. They're going to come back into there, so I'll need some room on that back end. Let's go back to that top view real quick. That does still leave us some room here and here. We've got some space to play around with. I'm wondering if there's anything else we want to throw in this particular bin. I do have one item that would be kind of handy. It's not, it would be handy, but it's not handy. I don't have it with me right now. But I may just add a slot for it. Because I don't think we'll fit all of this in a one unit bin, in a 1x1 bin. Keep 3 spudgers there. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to include here. There's not. Could do the tweezers here as well. Could keep 1 pair of tweezers right there. That's an option. Let's try it, just for the sake of designing it, I suppose. In the closed position, these are going to be roughly 4.52 mil. So we're going to go 4.7. We're going to do some 4.7 slots here. So these will be 4.7 wide. And this will give me the option to add a second pair of tweezers here as well. I have 2 matching pairs right now, but oops. I want that end to be 4.7 mil. Gives us that. And then I'm going to do probably where, I'm just going to measure the width a little higher up, probably at the full width here. And that's going to be 9.46, 9.45. We can be a little bit extra there, so we'll just go ahead and call that 10. So this should be a slot that will allow, what have I done? This one is 10. And this one's 10. Slot that allow these tweezers to fit into. I'll go ahead and move this around. We're just going to connect those two with a line, and we'll make that horizontal as well, just to keep things simple. Yeah, I think we can put these. I think that'll be a pretty decent spot for these. We'll go ahead and make these equidistant to the far edge as well. So these two lines are going to be horizontal, vertical, and they're going to be equal. And they're going to be construction lines. And that's just going to ensure that as one moves out, the other one moves in. So we can kind of get these about where we think they'll fit well. And then I think we're good to start cutting. I'm going to do one thing here to help myself out. I'm going to add a construction line just along that edge, just in case I need it. And in order to start getting into this, we're going to go ahead and take that sketch that we just did, and we are going to rotate it. Kind of going by feel here. I think maybe 15 degrees would be good. I think maybe 15 degrees. We're going to do that. You can always tweak that later. And then let's go ahead and push these slots down into our part. We'll do the coplanar stuff first, so let's go ahead and grab those two circles there. I'm just going to move this down until we have a full circle. So we'll be within a millimeter of where we want to be. That gives us our starting point right there for all of the slots that are going to be in this bin that we're making. And then we'll just check to see, I mean, it's kind of arbitrary. I don't mind on the punches. We can go down as far as we want. So let's go ahead and grab those two, and we'll just push these down until we feel like we're getting, in fact, if we go to that front view, I'm just going to stay well away from any odd geometry there. Let's see where that lines up. Yeah, that'll be perfectly fine. Let's get rid of this so you guys can see a little better. I'll grab our tweezer slots. These are going to do, we're going to do a little bit more work here. But for now, I just want to push these in, say about, oh, not even. 45 would be too much. Or maybe not. 45 would be ideal. Let's see if we can get 45 down without cutting into our bottom geometry. Probably not. No, you can see right there we're cutting into our magnet slots. So we are going to back that out until we stop doing damage. And then maybe an extra millimeter or two. Okay, so those slots are as deep as they will get. We'll deal with that in just a moment. And then finally, our spudgers, same deal. I don't really care how far down these go. So let's just go ahead and push those down until they are reasonably deep. Excellent. All right, so that is all of that so far. One detail I want to add. Let's go onto that top sketch again. I'm just going to do an offset edge. And we're going to bring that in about 2 mil, let's say. That looks good. And then we can take all of that rest of that surface. We're just going to go down 2 mil. Let's make that 1 mil. Let's make that 1 mil. And we're going to get some wonkiness around those edges. We'll see what I can do to fix that. Bring that up. Bring that up. Oops. Brought the extrusion up before the sketch. There we go. What? Odd. We'll deal with that differently, I suppose, if we can. Let's see if we can just nudge this out or nudge it in. I'm not sure. This is where my knowledge of this program and 3D design breaks down. This seems like the wrong solution, but it works, so maybe it's the right solution. Just to eliminate all of these little overhangs that we created by accident. Oh, Hector, do I have future plans to produce 3D products? We do, like, some of our stuff is 3D design. Like, we have some 3D printed stuff. It's a process called MJF. So, like, I forgot that I have all this. It's like our scale tool inserts and our bit beads and stuff are all, and all of our thumb bars even. These are all 3D printed as well. By the way, we've got colors of our thumb bars now. So all of our, let's get that focus on. All of our thumb bars are 3D printed. So that were designed right here at Shaper 3D on my iPad. The more traditional type of 3D printing is called, oh my God, I forgot the name of it. FDM printing. I don't know if we have any plans to produce anything like that just yet, but because it's just not as high of a quality. Like even on camera, you can see these lines here, and that's just a byproduct of the 3D printing process. So I don't necessarily have plans. It's not my forte. I use the 3D printer primarily for prototyping and proof of concepting, and then I send it off to a company here to have those finished products printed out. So that detail was just to add some. You don't recall seeing the what do you not recall seeing, Hector? Got the thumb bars, I believe. I'm gonna double check now. You got me worried. Where are our thumb bars? Oh my word. Oh, they're there. Okay. Where are they though? You may have caught something that I didn't know was happening. Give me just a moment, Hector. Go make this change right now if I have to. If you search for thumb bars, it does show up on the website if that's what you're looking for. Same thing for scale tool inserts. But they might not have shown up when you were browsing because I might be an idiot. So I'll find out about that. Let's go to... Oh, no, it's in accessories. Okay, it should be there. Take a look. All right. What time is it? 3:30. Well, are we through the 30-minute mark? That would be excellent. We are. So everything worked through the 30-minute mark. That's a good sign. We'll see if everything works a little bit longer. We're going to be calling it here pretty soon. But I want to get this. I want to get this tweezer section figured out. So our depth here is going to roughly be. Oh, actually, we can measure that more precisely. Apologize, I'm getting glare in my eyes. That length is 33 mil. So if we go to 33 mil here, we want to have a little bit of standoff room. Our tweezers are going to sit about this deep into our holder here, which is fine. But we want to make sure at that 33 millimeter mark, let's go ahead and go ahead and mark this out so we can do some, again, not crazy precise here. I don't really care that much, but I'm just going to take a pencil and mark that out. Because really, that is the dimension we want. So it'll kind of go down and sit in the tool. So we're at 4 mil on the width, and we're at only 5.17, 5.1 on the depth. So 4 and 5.1. Okay. So let's go ahead and tweak those sizes real quick if we can. I'm going to check the parallel size. This is 10 mil. We want it to be 5.1. So let's just move this 2.5. We'll do the other one 2.5. Or 2. Let's do 2.4 and 2. I'm going to make those 2.3 and 2.3. That's probably the best. Where is my... Not sure with this white bar, that seems to be a bug that has appeared. Let's go ahead and... Oh, did you guys see a phone call coming in? You need to turn on Do Not Disturb, apparently. Don't worry, it's a spam call. So 2.3, and then we'll check the width here as well, just to make sure. We've got 4.7. We want it at 4, so 0.35 on both sides. I can do math. About once a week, every Wednesday afternoons, for better or worse, this is what I do. It's just type in numbers one at a time until I get something that exists. So that is going to fit. What I want to do now is I want to go ahead and taper this. So in theory, from that point we just measured, which is this top edge here, it's going to go down to a 0. It's going to go down to 0 mil, like a single point. You know, there might be a little bit of a curve there, but it is effectively straight. So I'm going to taper this whole inside. Joker, welcome in. We are in the new stream setup, so I wanted to test it out today. We're just running a live stream while working on some Gridfinity bins, because right up here I've got a whole lot of Gridfinity base plates and no bins. I just have tools sitting all over it. So I'm trying to get myself organized, and I figured what better thing to do while working through this stream than do some 3D design and test out the whole camera system. We're 39 minutes in and everything's still working, so that is a really good sign. So yeah, that's what's happening. So Apple Pencil battery low, great. Plug it in. Got a little. I keep the adapter just right on the pencil. So I need to bevel that or chamfer that. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to have to keep plugging and unplugging the pencil. We're going to grab... I really want it to bevel on these two faces, yes. So let's go ahead and grab that. I'm going to grab a 2-distance chamfer here. And we're going to go... I'm just going to eyeball this, I think. It's going to be... I think it's 2.6. Let's go with that for now. Again, precision not key in this particular thing. Did that just fail on me? Because I clicked on the wrong line. So we're going to come, yeah, 2.3 or 4, maybe let's go 2.4. And then up on that side. There we go. So that should give us, it's going to be hard to see for you guys, or it's hard to see for me, but that should give us a nice chamfer in there. Yeah, I want to go, yeah. We'll make that 2.5. We'll do the same thing on this edge. That is 2.5. And our other dimension is going to be 32 or 31, something like that. So now, can you guys see that? We've got a nice... It's hard to get right over the top. Let's see. There you go. We've got this V shape that'll, our tweezers will sit nicely into. Same thing over here. Be 2.5 and 32. 2.5 and 32. Excellent. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to, I'm going to just click on random spots over and over again. My goodness. I'm going to go down to this bottom surface. I'm going to go ahead and take a circle of, call it about, let's go 3 mil. I'll go about 3 mil. And I just want to make a 3 millimeter circle that, ooh, that might be too big. Is that too big? Can we get away with like a 1.5 mil circle? Let's do that. We're going to do a 1.5 millimeter circle. And all I'm going to do is, hello. Give me my circle, please. I'm going to have to turn off this body we're working around. Take this. I'm going to go down about 2-3 mils. And I'm going to go up a lot. Doesn't really matter. We're going to go up a lot. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. Hello. When I started the stream, I thought, oh, I could get a bunch of stuff done. I'm going to get 3 or 4 bins. I'm going to get 1 bin done. There ain't no way I get more than 1 bin done. But that's okay. So let's take those two. We're just making some tools here. I'm going to take that guy, and we are going to subtract it from that guy. Switch those around. Same thing here. And you won't see it at first, but what you should see is down in the bottom we've made a little bit extra relief there. That way we don't damage our tweezer tips at all. There almost certainly is, Joker. I'm just bad at this. I could definitely go to wireframe if I wanted. Or I could do a, what do I want, shaded, I think. Or I can do a cross-section if I want. I would probably need to add a mid-plane here. Where's the plane? There it is. Just blind. So if I was smart, yes, I could have done, I could have done that. The app is Shaper 3D. And this is what I use. I'm not a proficient, draftsman. But we got there. So yeah, you guys, actually that's handy because you guys can see now that angle, and this will hold, I'm just making a tray for my brass punches, spudgers, and then a couple pairs of tweezers. And so hopefully this will sit right up here and kind of lean forward towards me just a little bit, because up above all of this Gridfinity stuff you kind of see is my computer monitors now. And that was part of the big changeover while we weren't streaming last week. I've got my old workstation hooked up and running our live streams now. So hopefully everything will be a little bit cleaner and steadier. We've got a better sensor and lens above instead of my old iPhone. We've got a proper-ish camera running up top. And yeah, a couple of changes. The bench is the same, so it probably looks similar to you guys, but we'll definitely be doing some bench tours, some videos on the upgrades as well as we go. And yeah, appreciate you guys joining us. I know it wasn't the typical content. We will be back Wednesday morning. I'm going to send this to the 3D printer here in just a couple of seconds and hopefully have it ready to go so I can show it to y'all on Wednesday. We're going to end the stream there. We'll catch you guys then. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm so glad the stream's working. It means I don't have to rebuild everything before Wednesday.